Hey guys, and welcome to Dear Esther. Now, I saw this game on the PlayStation Store. It was like really cheap. So I thought, why not? Let's give it a try and see where this journey takes us. I guess I'll let the director explain almost everything that they did to the game. So I'm gonna let them explain it. This is my first time doing commentary on the game with the camera, so try to deal with me. This is just my first time. Just try to deal with me. Oh, I'm in. Oh, I didn't even know I was in. Oh, I'm in. And nobody. Can't believe they made a game with nobody feet. You know, I want to see my feet.
Hello everyone, I'm Dan Pinchbeck, I'm the creative director of the Chinese Room, and this is the Dear Esther developers commentary.
Hi, I'm Rob Briscoe, I'm the artist on Dear Esther.
And I'm Jessica Curry, and I was the composer on the game.
So what you're looking at today is a remake of a mod. Dear Esther started off in 2007 as a Half-Life 2 mod that did really well in the modding community, which was fantastic, and as a result of that attracted the attention of Rob, who worked as the primary developer on a Source remake of the game that was released in 2012. And this year is another remake where it's been updated for a cross-platform release, and we wanted to add in this developers commentary just to give you a bit more of an insight into some of the ideas behind the game as it came together.
Oh, sorry about that. It's just I was so focused on what they were saying.
So you'll see around you in a lot of the environments, there's a lot of detail ingrained into everything. One of the things that I wanted to do with Dear Esther is
so they can give me a flashlight.
Visuals up to the same kind of level of detail that Dan and Jess had put into the other areas of the game. So all of the history and the kind of hidden pieces of story that are intertwined with the VOs and the music and stuff, I kind of wanted to bring some of that into the environments. So if you look around you, you see that there's a lot of interesting bits and pieces, a piece of paper with someone's name on it, a photograph, an ultrasound. All of these little bits and pieces are kind of laid in to just kind of bring another aspect of the story into the game. And also they're actually randomized, so every time you play you'll see something different lying around. And this is just to build on this idea that everybody has a unique experience and a unique interpretation of the story.
Dang, somebody was going crazy with paint. Check out this ocean.
Part of the point about the whole game, I think, was this idea that rather than having a linear straight through version of the story, that we could have multiple story units for each place you were, and I was really interested in this idea of how you can open up that space that people can interpret. So I love the idea.
See, I know
of
like
two people that play
all
this game
other commentaries,
would,
they know
have a
they're
conversation
good
about
with
it. One would
talking
say,
and
"Oh,
playing
what
at
did
the
you think
same
about when
time.
this happened?"
You
And the
know,
other
this
person
is
would be like,
just
"Well, that
my
didn't happen
first
to me.
time
A completely
doing this.
different
I don't
event
even
happened,
know
a completely different
if I'm
story
going to
happened."
do this again.
And it kind of feels very gamey in that way that actually one of the
if
things I love about
y'all
modding for games is that you hand over
like
so much
seeing
control to the player
the game
that it
like
becomes their
this
story,
way,
and that's
this
really, really
way,
important rather than trying to force them.
then I will
So
continue
using
to do it.
randomised blocks of voiceover in the game and the kind of randomised prop details that Rob was talking about means that it gives it a really different feeling every time you go through. And that's kind of interesting for me because I like the idea of going, well, not everyone has to have the same experience, and because it's interactive, you have the capacity to have very different experiences occupying the same space. So yeah, but balancing all that then becomes an absolute nightmare.
I think it's nice though because everybody gets a personal experience. Like I love reading the forums and seeing how people come and they sort of tell their story and what they interpreted of it, and then you see other people discussing what they thought of it. And to me, it's kind of nice because everybody else, everybody takes something unique away from it.
Didn't you put a jump on? Oh well. Guess I'll try this way. Where the question marks are. Not question marks, I'm here. Bubbles. These piece of papers.
When I wrote the music for the mod of Dear Esther, there was absolutely no budget whatsoever for live players, so all the music was sampled. But one of the good things about that is it actually forced me to be quite creative about how I wrote the music. So with my background in sound art, I wanted to use samples in a different way that wasn't just using it to sound like a violin. I wanted to time stretch and manipulate samples to make something different and strange and quite unique. But then when we got the Indie Fund money, I had the amazing opportunity to re-record the music with live players. And that was so exciting for me actually, because that's where it comes to life. And I thought long and hard about whether to write new music, going from the mod to the commercial version, but actually I decided that my initial and original emotional response to the game was probably going to be the strongest response and reaction that I had. So I just literally, the music that I'd written for samples, I then wrote out for live instruments. But what they bring to it is transformative.
One thing this game is
and
definitely
I think the Beach
beautiful.
is a really
It
good
really
example
is.
of this,
It's
where
really
you have
beautiful.
these awful samples soaring away, and then you have the string quartet playing this very bleak, very sparse music, and they bring the presence of the island immediately to it, and it comes to life. And that's the exciting thing about it. It wasn't a huge budget, but just having that experience of working with the players was just magical.
Everything about Esther for me is a dream. The landscape is not an island, it's the dream of an island. The music is like music that you wake up because you've heard in your sleep, but you're not conscious of hearing it. And the language and the story was supposed to be like that as well. It didn't matter the sense it made, it was more about the kind of the shapes it created, if that makes sense. So that the words were were like being in water, like listening to something underwater would be this very dreamlike, symbolic, poetic thing. And it always had frustrated me in games with game writing. This has really changed quite a lot. There's never any space for poetic language. It's very exposition-y, very descriptive, very direct. And you'd have like art and audio would have these amazing creative spaces they could explore. But when it came down to actually writing, you just had to basically go into the room, describe the character, tell the player what to do. And it just seemed like the most boring thing you could do with words in a game. And why couldn't a writer have the same artistic freedom as a visual artist or an audio designer or a musician in terms of being able to say, isn't this just about creating this kind of emotional tone, this emotional space?
See if I can die. See how
and it's
far
really,
I can get
I still love that about the
dying.
game. It's one of the things I love so much about Nigel's voiceover is it has this really odd, disconnected, kind of dreamlike quality to it, where you might finish the game and not actually understand anything that happened, but you'd have been carried along in the flow of it. and without any kind of sarcasm.
So they just throwing it back where you was.
Like this. The same design principle applies as this to Halo. It's
all right,
30 seconds of
guys.
fun, or 30 seconds of depressing engagement, I guess, in our case.
That's all we
But
have
it is
time
about
for
that loop
today.
of being in the moment in the
Till
game
next time.
constantly.